Hello my beautiful people, and welcome back. This is challenge 2 out of that 30. Yes, I'll be doing 30 challenges, so this one is number 2, and it is all about JavaScript. So those who are learning to learn the language, you are very much welcome. And those who are new to it, beginner, intermediate and advanced programmer, you are all welcome. So today we have a challenge before us that I'll be tackling. Yes, let's hope it will go well. Let's hope it will go well. Let's hope it will go well. All right. So for those who are joining, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're watching from YouTube, if you're watching from Facebook, you are all welcomed. Alright, so we have a challenge before us. I want us to understand what the challenge is, and then we try to solve it, because the way to learn this thing is by doing the real thing. If you cannot code, then you're not a programmer. The only way to learn it is to code it, and it is one of the endeavors that takes discipline and consistency. So if you want to be good at it, you have to be consistent, and you have to keep on doing it day in, day out. Alright, so here is our challenge 2. A narcissistic number is a positive number which is the sum of its own digits, each raised to the power of the number of digits in a given base. In this kata, we will restrict ourselves to decimal base 10. For example, take 1, 5, and 3, which is a narcissistic. So we've been given an example there. The one that it is and the one that it is not, and then your code must return true or false. depending upon whether the given number is a narcissistic number in base 10. This may be true and false in your language, GPHP. And then for error checking for text string or other invalid input is not required. Only valid positive non-zero integers will be passed into the function. So this one is not necessary. Right. So what is narcissistic number? Narcissistic number. What is narcissistic number? So I did some googling. You know, if you are a programmer, you have to make internet your friend. You have to Google a lot for you to know. And no one is born a genius. You learn by learning and doing your best, and you become perfect and you become better with time. So perfection takes time. No one is born perfect. No one is born a genius. You learn, you train yourself, and you become one. So in number theory, a narcissistic number is a number that is the sum of its own digits, each raised to the power of the number of digits. And this is a formula. Let me search this one. Rage. Okay. In number theory, a narcissistic number, this is from Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Ask Copilot. I had asked it earlier, so let me just read what it gave me. It's like you're working with the mathematical definition related to narcissistic number in different bases. Here is a breakdown of the given function: natural number base, narcissistic function. So basically this is the function. Alright. Okay. So today we'll spend here a little bit of time, because I'll be handling different topics to try and understand things as they are, you know. And also, if you don't understand something, or if you have a question, you can leave your question in the comment section. Let us learn together, let us grow together. I'm not that advanced, but I have a little bit of experience and a number of years coding, so I'll share what I know. And if you have another way of doing this challenge, you can also share. We are all right, no one is wrong. So having mentioned that, or having said that, now let's go back to the real deal. Okay, so here is our problem. Well, the challenge is to check if a number is a narcissistic number or not. That's the main thing. So let us copy our problem to here, my compiler. So I'll be using this compiler. I define this. I'll be using this array of digit letter. When that time comes, you'll understand why it's here. Okay, so let us do the real thing. Let me copy it here just to make sure you can see it. Okay, so let me go back and copy this function so that when I'm done, I'll just copy paste. Okay, so let us read the problem once again. A narcissistic number is a positive number which is the sum of its own digits, each raised to the power of the number of digits in a given base. In this, whatever we will restrict ourselves to decimal base 10. For example, take 153, 3 digits, which is narcissistic, and we have here an example of how a program should work, or what a program should do. And then we have another example. So if the sum of this function or of this formula equals this one, the number or the value, then we should return true. If not, then we should return false. And then and then here we have a caution or note here that for the part of checking error, we are asked not to check error because the number used to test this function, they are all integers. But before even we start handling our number, before we start handling our challenge, I think it's good for us to know how can we implement this one, this challenge here that are checking. So before we handle this, let us begin with this. Construct a function. That's one to check. If the number is valid. If the number or if the input is a valid number. Okay, so let us handle this. So how do you check if a number is valid in JavaScript? Before we continue with our challenge, let us do that. How do you check if a number is valid? How do you check if a number is valid in JavaScript? How do you check if a number is valid in JavaScript? I'm giving you a moment. We are doing this together. We are in this together, my brothers. Okay. Hope you got it right. So to check if a number is valid, there are some few built-in functions that we can use. So let's say let me define a number. Define a number. So let number is equal to, let me say 42, something like that, right? Something like that. Yeah. So let's console log check if it is to check if it's a valid number. Yeah. So console.log. So one of the functions that built-in function that we can use is is this is night, and then num. This is one of the functions that you can use. Yes, so let's see. True. Yeah. And then okay. Check if is a valid number using is night. Fine. Okay, let me put this into brackets. Nice one. Okay, let me run it. Let's see what happens. Here. To check if 42 is a valid number using okay, so this one is example 1. Example 1. Alright, it is a one way to do this, right? Okay, so example 2, let's check using number that is none. It's not a number, and see what logs. So console.log number that is not a number, num. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let us put this in a more readable format. And for those who don't know this, I am using this. Why is that page? Let me check for that page. All the let me check for that page. Historic code. Okay, let me share this code. Let me share this website with you guys. For those who don't know, or for those who want to find out the names of all the keys, special is in your keyboard. Here is the page. So is the name acute backcourt. Okay. So this is what I'm using, so that it will enable me to inject data into the console log. Okay, so check if num is a valid number. New line using using what number dot is function, building function. Then let me inject it. Number that is none, not a number. Number and then num. Alright. So let me run it. There's an error. Syntax error. Where is the error coming from? Let me see. Oh, nice one. There you have it. So let me let's see. No need that comment. So let me just do this new line. Example 2. So this is the second way of doing this. So I've used this function in the first example, and I've used this function in the second example. Now I want to be able to make a function that will run all these numbers at the same time, and then after doing that, what next? After doing that, it will display if it is a valid number or not a valid number, right? Okay. So let me use is infinite and see how that works. So let me clear this. Let me just leave it. Create a function that will check if the inputs is a valid number. Let's check this number valid is equal to, so I'm taking num as an input, then this is no. Value is value. Okay. Let me clear this. Okay, so let me console log this to see if it works. Just a function. Okay. Log function. Console.log. Okay. This number valid. Then now let me see if it works. Okay, I'm running. Oh, true. So it is working now. Okay, so I want to create a function that if the number is valid, it will say yes. If it's not valid, it will say no. So let this one be check if number is valid. Check if number is valid. Then if valid, return yes, else no, return no. Let's const is number valid. So I'm taking a value. Check. Let me copy paste this here. Value. If it's true, then return yes. If it's not true, then return no. Okay, so let me log it. So is number a valid number? And then let's log the answer. Number valid. Okay, well, let me run it and see what happens. It's 42 a valid number, yes. Okay. Let me use this. And then that way. Okay, this one. So it is all working, right? So I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to run this. I want to be able to check all of this at the same time. So let me see what I can do. How can I implement that? So let me go back that first. Right, so here's a last one, which is the best way to do this, but I will show you at the end of this part. Yeah, so for those who are joining, feel welcomed. Thank you for joining. Hope you learn something. Hope this video hope it teaches you something. Hope it is beneficial. Okay, so let me make a function that now will run all this. Okay. The function let me say something like verify number. So it takes in a number or a value. Okay, so it returns value dot map. So what am I mapping? Okay, most of you may not understand what dot map is, so let's come here and check what is map. So map, the map method of array instances is used to make a new array and to populate it with the result of a provided function on each element in the calling array. So we've been given here an example map, equal to this one times this one, blah 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 blah. So basically this is an example of how map works, and it takes two parameters, callback function and is a function to execute for each element in the array. So you can go and check it, guys, for yourselves, but basically this is what it means. Okay, so let us go back. So yeah, number, and then let me take this one. Yeah, plug it here. And then okay, let me run it and see what happens. run the function. Verify number function. Verify number num list. Let me run and see what happens. Okay, so there we go. But then I want if a number is a string, I want it to remain a string. Like I want to see the string here. So how are we going to do that? The function that will log strings with ports. So let's format and format value, formatted value equal to x. So if type of x is equal to string, that is so, and x. If not, then just give me x. Okay. So let me use this here. Formatted value, and let me run it and see what happens. There we go. So we have solved our, now have a solution. Okay, so we use infinite number now. It is not a number, a valid number now. It is 42 plus 42 negative 42 plus negative 42, yes, 42 point, yes. Now here is a problem. We have a problem here. This should not be a valid number because there's nothing like 42 point. There should be an extra number here. This one is not a valid number. Okay, so let me use this one and see. It's not a number. So what will be the response? So it's not working for. Okay, so we can do this instead. Number. Can use this function to change a string into a number. So let me see what happens. Oh, then this one. Okay, let me try it again. Value. Make sure it is working. It is working, but now it is telling me that infinity is a number, which is wrong. And also there's another, and also we have here an error. Okay, so to make it work best, we can use this. Let me see. So if brought result to true, then it's working. But now we have an error here. So another way to do this is by using something we call this function. How do we call it? Where is it? Regular expression. So we can use a regular expression to make sure that it's working. So how does regular expression work, and what is regular expression? So the most recommended way of doing this is by using a regular expression. So let me define it here. Regular expression. Okay, so let me define it. So this is how it is written. So we start with this one, and then go to these two. This one and this one. So for this one, it marks the beginning of a string, and this one marks the end of a string. So it makes sure the expression or the function or whatever name we'll give it, it will make sure it checks the whole string if it is a valid number. And then after that, we'll be checking for what? For a positive and a negative sign. But then we'll make sure it is optional. So we'll use a question mark to mark it as optional. but then it should not exceed 2. It should only be 1. It is so if you use 2 like here, it will return invalid, right? And then after that we'll be checking for a number, and to check for a number from 0 to 9, we'll be using a backslash and then D, and then for a number it can be 1 or 9. It can be, as in it's more than 1, so we'll use plus. And then after checking for a number, we'll check for a decimal point and the extra number after the decimal point. So first we have to put it in a group because we are checking for 2 numbers. So the first thing we are checking for, and here I'm using a backslash to escape a decimal number, because a decimal number, it is a special character. So make sure that it is a decimal number, like is a decimal point. We use backslash, and then after we've checked for it, then we check for a number after it, and the number after it should be 1 and above, more than 1, so plus. And then the decimal number, and then a decimal point, yes, and the number I think, and the number after it should be optional. So to make it optional, we're going to use a question mark. So what is happening here is that I'm checking for a plus and negative sign, which it is optional, but it should not exceed 2. It should be 1. So you have to choose. And then after looking for a plus and negative sign, I'm checking for a number from 0 to 9, but the number, it should be more than 1. It should not be an empty string. And then after that, I'm checking for what? I'm checking for a decimal number. I'm checking for a decimal point and numbers after the decimal point. So if the decimal point exists alone, the number should be invalid, like here. Now this is the reason why I'm using regular expression to check. All right, so here we have it. So how are we going to implement it? So to implement this, this is what we're going to do. Going to say, now that we have the expression regex.test, now we're going to test it and see if it works. So value. Okay, so let me see. It works well and good. It doesn't work well and good. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so not a number is not a valid number. Infinity is not a valid number. 42, it is a valid number. Plus 42 is a valid. Negative 42, it's a valid number. Plus negative, it's not a valid number. You should use one sign. 42, it is a valid number. 42 point nothing after that, it's not a valid number. So this is what makes this the best choice. And then 42.1, it is a valid number. And then 42.1, not a valid number. So if you were to check if the number is valid, yes, this is what you could have used. This is how you could have handled it. So now that we are done with that, let me clear it because we don't need it. Okay, so let's get back to the real deal. So let's say, so here, how are we going to handle this? So number one, we need to do what? Step one, we need to convert this value into a number, convert the value into a string, and then after we've converted it into a string, what are we going to do? We're going to split it into an array, split it into an array, and then after we've splitted it, convert each item in that array into a number or digit. I think that makes sense, right? Okay, so here let's number digit or digit list is equal to, so number one, we have to convert it, so it is a value to string, and for those who don't know what this is, you can check here. So a string, I think this one is split, reduce, math. Oh, I did not check for that one. So for those who don't know what this does, is that it takes a number and then it turns it into a string. So for example, if I can check this, let me say let original number num is equal to 1553. So let me check the type of this number. So console log the type of original number, original. So if I check the type of this number, okay, so console.log original num. If I check its type of this one, it should be a number, right? It is a number. But now if I check the type of this one, check or log type of digit list. So console.log type of digit lists. If I check the type of this number, let's see, run narcissistic function. So let me copy and paste for accuracy, right? So original number, if I run this function, what will be the output? Okay, see, now it is telling me it is a string, while the number itself, it's not a string, it is a number. So this is the reason, or the output, or the purpose of this. Now, so after I have successfully implemented this, and now let me also log this, or let me get rid of that. So after I have successfully implemented if after I have successfully converted it into a string, now I have to split it. Into an array of characters. So let me see the output. What's the output? Now, good one. Now that I have splitted it into an array of strings, or an array of some numbers which are not numbers, are strings, then I can convert it into a number using map number. So let's see now. Nice one. So now we have an array of digits. Okay. So for those who don't know what split does, here it is. The split method of string values takes a pattern and divide this string into an ordered list of substrings by searching for the pattern, puts this substring into an array and returns the array. Okay, so here is an example of what happens. Let me say let's put another example. String 2 mentor. String 2 on the whole thing. Okay, so if I run it, this is what happens. So I think now you got it. You got it now. So this one is okay. So it takes two parameters, a separator and limit. So if you haven't provided a limit, then it works on the whole string. The pattern describing where each split should occur can be undefined. A string or an object with symbol of split method. The typical example being a regular expression, omitting separator or passing blah blah blah. If separator is an empty string, the target string is splitted by all matches of the separator without including separator in the result. For example, a string containing tab blah 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 blah. So at your own time, because of time, let me continue. And then another one is map. I've used map. So the map method of array instances is used to make a new array populated with the result of calling a provided function on every element in the calling array. So here is an example. Takes two parameters, a function to execute for each element in an array. It returns value. Its return value is added as a single element in the new array. The function is called with the following. I'll definitely understand it, right? Okay, so let's continue. So after we've successfully converted the number into a string and splitted it into an array and then converted it back to an array of digits, then step 2, this one is step 1. So step 2 is to check the number of digits in that array. Check the number of digits, the provided array. So check the number of digits in the provided array. That makes sense. I don't know. So let's now digits is equal to digits list at length. We use this one to check the length. So let's log. Now digits. Okay, so how many are they? Oh, so we have 1, 2, and the third one. So there we go. So after now we have the number of digits in that array. The third step is to find the sum, the accumulative sum of the power of each digit. The sum of the power of each digit. So that one, get the sum of the digits of each digit raised to the power of num digits. So for example, the value is 1, 5. That is our value. So the sum, it will be 1 raised to that one plus 5 raised to that one plus that one raised to what? Raised to that one. So this is what we're looking for. So how can we implement this? And here we also have an example here. So if I add this one and add this one and add this one, I should get this number, and then I'll take this number to compare it with the value to see if it is a valid narcissistic number. So let's see how this works. So let sum is equal to, so I'll use a function. So let me write it first. So reduce, it takes an accumulator and a digit. Okay, so accumulator plus math dot power of the digits raised to num digits, and then the initial of the accumulator, it should be 0. It should start from 0. Okay, so here it's the function that you're going to use. So let me see what is the output of this function first before I explain it. Nice one. So let me break it down. So what is this first? When you come here, where is it? Let's start with the reduce. So the reduce method of array instances, it executes a user supplied reducer callback function on each element of the array in order, passing in the return value from the calculation on the preceding element. The final result of running the reducer across all elements of the array is a single value. The first time that the callback is run, there is no return value of the previous calculation. If supplied, an initial value may be used in its place. Otherwise, the array element at index 0 is used as the initial value, and the iteration starts from the next element. Blah 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 blah. So in this case, this is what happens. this is what happens. Let me try to elaborate. So in first iteration, accumulator is equal to 0, and then digits, it's 1, this one, and then sum is 1, because now it is 1 raised to what? This one plus 0. So this is the sum, which is equal to 1. Second iteration, accumulator is equal to 1, and then digits is 5, and then sum is equal to 5 raised to that one plus 1. So it will be 126, because it will be 125 plus 1. And then the third one, accumulator equals 126, then the digit is that one raised to that one. So which it will be what? 27. So plus 126, which is equal to 153. I'm not wrong. Yeah. So I hope now you get it. Okay, math.power. Okay, static method returns the value of a base raised to a power. That is, here is the formula. So if we do math.power, when you raise this number to this number, here is our output. When we raise a negative number, it gives us an error, so you cannot raise a negative number. Okay, so I hope you understand it. So now that we have our sum, let me clear this. We need to do what? We need to compare it. We need to compare it to our value. So how are we gonna do this? Now compare, return the comparison. Return the comparison. Okay. So simply return sum is equal to value. Console. So let me log this. Console upload. Yeah, nice one. So this one, okay, so let me make here a function that will so let Then it will take a value. This one should be equal. So if this one is false, this one it is true, this one should be a value, and it should be yes. If not, then it should be no. No. Okay. Let me do this here. Is is what is the name of this thing? Is original num. Let me paste it here. So is, let me copy it. Let me copy this and paste. Yeah. Okay. So number. Then here we have our answer. Okay, so let me copy this and paste it here. Okay, so let's see. Yes, is 153 a narcissistic number? Yes. Okay, we have another example here, so let me use this example and see. Let me run it. No. So guys, there we have it. There we have our function. Hope it works. So let me copy it and paste and test it, see if it works. So there we have our function. So let me run it to see if it works. Test. Oh, passed. So let us attempt. Passed. Narcissistic number, passed. Not narcissistic number, passed. Random tests, passed. Okay, so there we go, guys. There we go. We started by, we converted the value into a string and then splitted it into an array, and then we converted each item in that array into a number or digits, and then we check the number of digits in that array, and we used dot length, and then after that we calculated the sum of each digit raised to the power of this one, and then to achieve that we used reduced and math power by the help of accumulator, starting from 0, and then after that we compared the values, and boom, we passed the test. So see you in the next live coding session. Thank you for tagging along. Thank you for being patient. It's been a long journey, but there we go. Thank you for joining.